Oh, it's recording. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Hope we're doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. I'm sitting here with my beautiful, vivacious wife,
vivacious.
Allie.
That's a new one.
Who are we, Allie?
Oh gosh, pressure's on. We are America's favorite couple.
Self-proclaimed.
Yeah. And we are here because we feel like, honestly.
Actually, you know what? I feel like, honest, I just have to, before we even say anything else, I just have to say something to everybody.
Okay.
I
can't wait to hear this.
As far as, everybody likes to walk into a home and it smell good. Like this
I know
totally random thing
that
I just have to talk about. Mm-hmm. So I discovered, I think, one of the most amazing scents combinations. Mm-hmm. At least for me it is. So.
You even have it ready. I'm ready.
Well, it just happened to be there, but so I was at Walmart. Okay, let me get something. And I ended up getting these
cubes,
oil cubes.
Wait, they're not oil. What? Wax.
Wax that turn into oil when they
melt.
when their temperature rises to a certain degree. Okay, but anyway, so I put that little pan on the oven. Just so happens that early this morning I had rubbed.
Where you go? Okay, go on. People are on the edge.
This pork butt. Seasoned it and placed it in the oven.
Can I interject?
Absolutely.
About the pork butt? It was a yellow tag.
Oh, absolutely. It has to be a yellow tag.
Good stuff.
But yellow tag. Yeah. Anybody knows
that means cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Discounted. Better buy it today and put it in the freezer or cook it.
Exactly. Back to your rubbing.
Yeah. So.
The pork butt.
Yeah, and then I placed the pork butt in the oven, as obvious. Okay. Anyways,
the gist.
The gist of it was I ran out to go back to the store, and I'm coming back home, and before I even get the door open, this aroma of spiced butter rum and roasted pork butt combination was delightful.
So delightful.
Truly delightful.
He called me the second he got to his house, proud as a peacock. So right now we're trying to figure out how to make this scent because it is a scent that just.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Mm-hmm. If Gwyneth Paltrow can create a scented candle that smells like her hoo-ha.
Thank you for saying hoo-ha.
Who would not? You're very welcome, babe.
I was worried for a second. Not
who wouldn't want spiced buttered rum, roasted pork butt?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, go ahead if you want to say more.
No, I just thought there's got to be something about bacon too. I don't know, but anywho, that's where we are right now. I'm sorry.
See, sometimes less is more, babe. Less is more.
I'm gonna take that comment back.
Stick with
the buttered rum pork butt.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, as she interjected and said, or not interjected, but as she said earlier, America's favorite couple, self-proclaimed. So this is our first episode podcast.
Numero
uno.
Watching
on YouTube as well.
You should be.
Why
wouldn't you be?
Why are we here? I mean, why did we decide to do this? And when would you say, God, it's been so long that we came up with the term America's favorite couple?
Oh, that's I
mean, we hadn't even been a couple for very long.
We hadn't. It was quite a big jump to say that.
I mean, why are we here? Why are we doing this?
Honestly, that's a really good question. And I think what it boils down to is that you and I, as a couple, love to bring joy to people in so many different venues, and we're good at it. And honestly, I think that's really one of our gifts that come easily to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we get just as much joy out of bringing joy to other people. And we realize, like, this is a way that we can do it.
Right.
And it's taken forever, honestly.
Right. And obviously, there's lessons to be learned from experiences that we have had as a couple. Although although we've had a perfect relationship, we've never been in an argument or disagreed about anything. We don't want to be one of those couples that pretend like they've never had a problem. So we're going to make some up.
Right.
Is that okay with you, babe?
Oh, totally. I love to make that up.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had our share of ups and downs, but I think as we've both, gotten older, I know for me, been married before, it's hard when you get up, 40s and 50s to date. Ish. To date, and you kind of want to cut through a lot of the bullshit
and get right down to it, which we did. We really did.
Absolutely. I mean,
we've got
to tell them the story.
Hold the phone. Yeah. Why haven't we even? What?
Well, we are. What do you mean? Why?
Good point.
We're doing it right now.
Good point. Excellent point. So we met through Tinder. We swiped right, but here's the thing: I didn't swipe right. My daughter took the liberty and created a Tinder profile for me because she felt bad. I had been divorced 4 years and wasn't dating. And she felt like, oh gosh, I feel bad for my mom. So I'm going to make a profile. Swiped right for him. Man, I wish at this point we'd have your picture. Let's pretend that in the future we say, and here's the picture to the right. That's the picture. Let's just pretend. It's a great picture. It was during.
Maybe not. Finest moment, but
I'm going to explain it. It was during COVID. Right.
How did I know this was
right when COVID started?
Somehow going to come out.
And the whole toilet paper.
John Duffin, if you happen to be listening, dear friend John Duffin.
Yes.
I still remember the advice that you gave me for future photographs that might take place in that part of a dwelling.
Right. So going back to the picture, COVID, and he had a crap ton of toilet paper that he just bought, and it was right outside his bathroom. Well, apparently he had gotten out of the shower and saw the toilet paper. It was in a pyramid, was it not? Or maybe you made that. So
it was just one.
It was just perfect,
solid, straight up roll.
It was a perfect opportunity, and he wasn't thinking about it. It was just that moment.
Right. And
so he did a little 10-second timer on his phone and took a picture with the toilet paper covering all of his bits. All of his fragile bits.
Thanks, bits. I mean, this
is that funny? I'm just
what
saying,
a great word to use for my manhood.
Well, I'm just saying that because I remember my nephew, when they lived in Scotland, they would always say they're fragile bits. Like that was it. So I should have told you that. But anywho, it covered that. And my daughter swiped right. And that's the
when I think back about that, it really it's kind of disturbing
a little bit, but
because
it worked out.
How old was she at that time?
I think 11 or 12. But she got it. She understood the whole.
But my profile, I think, made up for
it.
You thinking that it was just some guy because
he was buff and everything with toilet paper, and that's so not him. You literally look like somebody that would go to the gym all the time,
right, exactly.
And it's the complete,
and that's kind of what I wanted,
right?
But I wanted to see how, and this is the honest truth. It's funny that you brought that up.
I'm glad
because a big part of it, and nobody's gonna fucking believe this, I'm sure, but honestly, a big part of it was I wanted to see how many people would actually read. My profile,
right?
Because if you read my profile,
you would get
a whole who I was,
right?
Truly.
Right. No, and that's what it was. And so when I read the profile, and it was so good, he talked about wanting to be a rock star. Remember?
That was a blurb.
Oh, that was later.
That was I was
but that's how we got started.
Little blurbs of my life and little blurbs to give somebody an idea of things I've done in life, what experiences I've had, so they can see if they similarly relate to any of them. And I said I used to want to be a rock star.
Right. And then my intro to that was, remember what I said?
It's never too late to be a rock star.
Right.
That was our first communication.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I like this. And then we just had great banter.
Except for when I woke up the next morning after the first evening we had talked.
Oh,
so I wake up that morning and I go to bed.
You
At that time, I was going to bed
you were waking
really
up at, like,
early
4.
because I was driving an hour and a half to work, and
I forgot about this part.
so I was a little, and this I was a little giddy just off of that first little conversation that we had.
Not even conversation.
It wasn't. It was just banter.
Right. We're not talking.
We weren't talking.
Right.
It was banter.
Right. Texting to and fro.
Through the app. We
Right.
hadn't even exchanged phone numbers or anything.
Right.
And so I wake up the next morning. I was like, kind of excited to check and see if she'd left another message. And so she had left this message.
Oh,
I was
God,
like
this
so
was funny.
excited to read it. And it was, okay, I do not remember. I should remember the exact words because it was devastating at first.
Right.
But the extent of it was, oh yeah, if you want to check me out, like on my webcam or something.
Right, that's what it was. It was special. I was giving like
$9.95.
Yeah, I was
or something like that.
Yes, I thought it was so funny that I would say, I'm making a little money, and this is my
that was the next message I got from her.
Yes, and I said,
and I was like,
for $9.99 you could get my webcam and get into like my exclusive whatever.
Yes.
And this is the month where it's usually like $29.99, but an introductory rate for $9.99. I thought it was hysterical.
Well, I mean, in hindsight it is, but at that moment, like my stomach just dropped. I was like, that.
Because you didn't
that few expletives, and like anybody who's dated online,
that's
common.
Right.
It's common. You get that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
this is another
one. But I was like,
you took a long time to respond though.
I did.
Because I remember
thinking, I think it was like lunchtime or that.
I remember
later
thinking
that afternoon.
I was like, ooh, I lost him, and I don't even know if I made the connection that I lost you, because I assumed he would automatically take it as a joke. I had no idea.
Did you ask me, did I lose you?
I think that's what it was.
I think you did.
Because I was like, what the heck happened?
And then that made me think, okay, maybe not.
Right.
Because that wouldn't be a common thing that somebody that sent, some of these girls that do that, they would just move on. They would just move on.
Right.
Like, I didn't bite. I didn't take the bait. And so when she said
funny,
that.
I forgot about that.
So when she's,
And then I was like, it was a joke. And he's like, oh my gosh, I had no clue. And here I'm thinking it's the funniest thing ever, because I really took a lot of time to like think about it.
It was so worded so well.
Like that
I was like, this is her script.
Yes.
Like she has this copy and pasted.
Completely.
Like every morning. It was like at 4 a.m. too when you sent it.
Yeah. It was.
So I was like, okay, it's probably auto send.
Yeah. And like I had brought you in, like, and then I'm like, bam, with the webcam special.
Yeah.
And luckily he responded that.
I responded after that.
Yeah.
And so.
And then I remember you told me that you thought it was real, and I was like, I was like, no, I was like, isn't that so funny? And then you're like, oh, that is funny, really funny.
Yeah, it is, and I got it. Because I could see myself doing something similar. So even something like that, I got a deeper connection just from you doing that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was like, because I kind of get the humor, and I think that's very important, especially when our humor may be a little, atypical.
Well, we're really funny.
We're really funny.
And honest and humble. I mean, we might as well put it out. We self-proclaimed. Everything's self-proclaimed. Yeah. That's our disclaimer. Everything's self-proclaimed.
And so like that made more of a connection, and then it just went from there. It really didn't take long at all. And
we both knew what we wanted.
We both knew what we wanted. And I mean, the gist is we've got, tons of stories through that amount of, time of just dating online, for just talking on the phone before we met. Just in that first week with the date that I canceled on. We're not going to get into that now.
We're going to leave that as cliffhanger.
Yeah, that'd be a cliffhanger.
Like the date. Oh,
cliffhanger. So
that was good.
when we scheduled our first date, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but when we scheduled our first date, I had already had a date set up for that Friday. Because of the connection I felt with her, I texted this other girl to cancel that date.
Kindly. It was very, I mean, it was
but anyway, we're going to get into that. We're not going to tell the story.
That's for the next. They're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So we'll tell that story. But the reason I'm even saying this is because I think that's a big part of who we are and, what this is going to be about for us and the stories that we can tell. Oh my goodness.
That's telling us to shut back.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay. We'll end it.
So we're really excited and
feel like we have a lot to bring. We've had a lot of lessons. We also feel like it's kind of a little bit of our duty in a way. And as crazy as that sounds, like I feel like people need us because if I put myself in a different position and I were watching us, I would want to watch us and hear like our stories and learn from us because we're able to like say what we've learned and we're vulnerable about saying like where we fucked up.
Right.
And so that's what we want to bring. We want to bring like so much authenticity.
And why didn't you let me say that?
Gosh, go on.
Because it was like
I saw the.
But see, that's where that's where we align is in the fact that we're both at a place, like I said, place in our life where authenticity is pretty much the key. As long as I can day to day go through the day being authentic and waking up every day and saying, today I'm living my best life.
I'm going to create my best life.
And no, I'm living it.
Yeah.
And, tomorrow I'm going to be living my best life as well. And that's probably because I learned something from yesterday.
That's good. Oh, that's good. You know what?
You know what I mean?
It's amazing. So we're going to end it on that.
I mean, thank you guys for listening. If
share with others.
And comment. We definitely welcome any and all feedback.
Right.
As long as it's good.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. As long as it's good.
Right.
Hey, we're more.
Yeah, bring them on. And listen, hit that the like button, right?
Yes.
And pound. They always say pound the notification so you know when we're.
Oh,
do that.
I'm not familiar with that.
Like
I'm just talking to some people.
Pound the notification. Do whatever. Yeah.
But
we're gonna be back.
If you're listening, you can find us on YouTube at America's Favorite Couple and also on Facebook at America's Favorite Couple.
Absolutely, we'll let you know more.
If you're watching, that'll be posted for you
in the link below.
In something below.
We'll get the link.
We haven't put it in.
We'll figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out
tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's end. Listen.
So let's end on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, in a few words.
Okay.
Like I mean, in a few. I'm saying in
like 2, 3. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's end on what would you give as tip 1, as far as relationships are concerned.
Having a list of non-negotiables.
Okay.
Know it because then you know what you're looking for. And it makes you.
I mean, you're going a lot deeper than I was fucking.
Sorry. Well.
Okay, but that's definitely a good tip.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Mine would be dance together.
Oh gosh, absolutely. Yes, that's amen.
Like to end on that, both of those will be tips. We're going to try to bring some positive tips and things that we've learned and ways to keep things exciting
and fun
and
spicy.
And what did we mention? We're funny.
Oh, we did.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.